Welcome back, everybody, to Aishi Tell, where, whoa, that was so much fun.
Yeah, we got to see a variety of hats. Hey now, the date's not
Hey.
officially over. Mine.
I forgot it wasn't me.
Mine.
I forgot it wasn't me. Mine?
Mine? Hey now, the date's not officially over until we get back to the dorm.
I really thought you were gonna, hey, now, you're an all-star.
Get your hat on. Go, play.
She already looks more than satisfied as I lead her by the hand back home. As we get closer to arriving, though, a reluctance to part ways surges through me. Since we live in the same building, the end of our date doesn't necessarily mean we have to say goodbye for the day. But even so...
I was about to say, I feel like that's kind of a non-issue.
いいタイミングにここ通れたね。
Golden hour! Yeah, it's all familiar scenery, but there's just something about it that looks different than usual.
As our feet come to a halt, she and I stare out at the evening sun sinking into the sea. Our hands join together naturally, and I give hers a small squeeze as we stare into each other's eyes.
Right.
Those aren't her eyes.
I was about to say, her eyes.
今日は本当に楽しかった。ありがとね。
I'm sorry, it would be really more respectful if I would actually look at your face right now.
It was an honest relief to see how happy she was with the present I gave her. She seemed to have a lot of fun as well, so I think it's safe to say our first date was a veritable success.
I had a great time too. Let's do this again sometime. Wait, hold on. Why do you look like you're about to cry?
なんでかわかんないけど。ごめん。
Aw. No, I feel bad. Feeling sad because our date's over?
抱きしめるな。
I had to do something. I don't want anyone else seeing you all teary-eyed. There. I'll do whatever you want until you stop crying, okay? Be careful saying that.
じゃあ、ずっと泣いてる。
Silly. And we'd both end up breaking curfew and catching a cold.
なら、もっとぎゅっと抱きしめて、暖かくしてください。
Your wish is my command.
Raising hug level to 7.
Ugh.
She nuzzles her face into my chest as I wrap my arms around her. I pet her head softly, taking in the smell of her skin and the salty ocean breeze.
Yosh. Feeling better?
もうちょっとだけ、撫でて。
Hey, you nailed it!
Dun. Alright, give me the HM for cup. Sure.
I completely forgot about that. When you really think about it, by the way. A little creepy.
Yeah. Just an old seasick man on a boat.
Yeah.
You had to fight your rifle to get into the room, and he's like, could you rub my back,
like,
small
hey.
child?
Yep.
Here.
If you do, I'll give you a present.
No wonder the SS Anne departed so quickly after you got off.
Turns out he was deeply wanted in that city.
こうやって頭撫でられるのって、慣れてないけど、すごい落ち着くわね。
Maybe my hands have magical healing powers?
なら、そのヒーリングハンドは私だけに使ってね。
Oh, but that was gonna be my
For now.
superpower. Of course. They only work on you anyways.
ありがとう。
So much for superpower.
I wasn't sure if she'd enjoy having her head rubbed, but she seemed to like it, so that's good. Yoshino is more precious to me than anything, and I'd do anything to keep her happy. Losing track of time, I continued rubbing her head until the sun went down.
We get back to the dorm sign-in. Was late because was rubbing girlfriend's head. Sorry. Also, who's gonna penalize them for breaking curfew anyway? Isn't that kind of her responsibility to keep track of that stuff?
Huh.
Unless the Public Morals Committee comes in afterwards and is like, wait a minute.
ねえ、仕事しなくていいの？
Our only job right now is to eat this bread we bought from the canteen together.
はじめに騙された。
But bread.
At noon, I'd invited Yoshino to eat lunch with me in the student council room. Just the two of us.
And this bread.
I was about to say, just the two of us. Me and this bread. Oh, Yoshino's here too. We sit together, stuffing our cheeks with tuna sandwiches and melon buns, respectively.
I feel like that's not a great combination, but maybe I'm wrong.
I was about to say, I'm not sure.
I really don't know.
To be fair, I used to eat tuna sandwiches a lot.
Yeah.
Tuna sandwiches and melon pan. I don't know.
まったく。こんなところにいるからどうすんの？
What?
Oh man. Now I'm remembering all of
Kinkoi?
Kinkoi.
Yeah. As soon as that came up, I was just like, oh, Sylvie.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, Sylvie.
Why is that an issue? All we're doing is eating lunch together. Oh, maybe I should have also had my face stuffed.
仕事とプライベートは分けた方がいいんじゃないの？
They don't pay us. That's not very convincing coming from someone who's basically glued to me.
おかしいな。首から上しか動かないわ。
She avoids my eyes, but nonetheless rubs her shoulders against mine affectionately.
Oh no, it's the mercury in the tuna fish.
寮で一緒にいてもこうやってイチャイチャできないし、逆にフラストレーション溜まっちゃうのよね。
You say that, but I've never seen you go all out and act like a spoiled girlfriend either.
だって、
I'm repressed.
照れるっていうか、恥ずかしいじゃない。
Same difference.
She rarely shows me her soft side, so that's only to be expected.
How can I get you to be honest with your desires, Yoshino?
それが分かったらとっくにやってるわよ。
At this
Okay,
rate,
valid statement.
Yeah, actually. At this rate, it feels like I'm forcing you to let me spoil you.
それは、私の甘え方が下手くそだからだし。
I don't know. Acting like you couldn't move was pretty funny.
私も甘えたい気持ちはあるし、嫌な気持ちになってないから。ただ、どこまで甘えたらいいのかわからないっていうか、甘えすぎても自分がダメになりそうで。
Somewhere between this and that look you were giving your cell phone earlier. That's probably a good benchmark. Don't worry. You're already pretty hopeless these days, so that wouldn't change much.
ひどっ！そんなことないでしょ？
Who's the one who's been leaning on me this whole time because her body won't move below the neck?
She pouts slightly, and the warm feeling against my shoulder suddenly disappears.
Oh wait, come back. Oh? I thought you said you couldn't move.
はじめが意地悪するから動けるようになったんです。自覚がある分しっかりしないと。本当にダメになりそう。
You just have a somewhat extreme way of showing affection, Yoshino. But you are giving it your all, in a sense.
私だって、そこは気にしてるんだから。
The only problem is that she tends to fly off the handle at times.
But it is cute seeing how flustered she gets when that happens. There. I won't tease you anymore, so come back.
やだ。
Fine. Then I'll just come over there.
嫌だ。今日はもう甘えないの。
That's a bit too extreme, isn't it?
Feeling sulky, she hisses at me like an angry cow as I try to approach her. I could probably corner her with a hug if I wanted to, but then would be forcing her to let me spoil her.
You know, if she was really serious about keeping us away, she'd be hissing like an angry goose.
Do they
もう意
hiss?
地悪しないって言っても、初めのことだから絶対してくるし。
Oh yeah, if you get close to them when they're guarding their nests, they will hiss. And then they will start chasing you. And they will bite
I was about
you.
to say, I know they chase. And,
They hiss.
are really territorial.
Oh yeah, they hiss. It's pretty horrifying, actually. Wow. Do you really not trust me?
だって、どうせ私の反応を見て楽しんでるんでしょ？
Well, it does work. I can't deny that.
いや、してよ！
Nice reaction. High five.
イエーイ！
She flails her arms indignantly, like a child throwing a tantrum.
Oh, that was great. Oh, so cute. I wouldn't say it was much of a trick, though. I just didn't expect to see you acting so spoiled, so I couldn't help but poke a bit of fun.
もう、私の甘え方、そんなに変？
I wouldn't say that, but the way you start acting all shy about it halfway through just makes me want to tease you.
だって、実際恥ずかしいっていうか、照れちゃうのよ。
She hangs her head, unwilling to show me her bashful expression.
That's fine, we're too busy panning up her body anyway. I can still see her ears burning bright red, though.
But if I tell her how cute I find these mannerisms, the embarrassment might be too much for her.
You know, I can never see your face when we hug, but you're usually blushing when we do, right?
どうしてわかるの？
I can feel the heat. Well, there's a few telltale signs I've come to notice. Plus, I am your boyfriend.
As her frustration, or perhaps her embarrassment, reaches a boiling point, the corners of her lips begin to quiver.
She's gonna run. No matter what embarrassing things I say to her, her reactions always manage to top it.
それ、教えてよ。そっちだけ知ってるのずるい。
I feel like you'll make a fool of yourself again if I tell you, so I'm not sure I want to.
そうやって初めだけ私のこと知ってるのは不公平だわ。私だって、そっちが照れてるところとか見たいのに。
Truth be told, she's made my heart race plenty of times before, but she's always too embarrassed to notice.
Well, I'm not good with surprise attacks, for one. You might not realize it yourself, but you make my heart flutter quite often.
She puffs out her cheeks and glares at me, but it isn't intimidating in the slightest. Like a pufferfish. Maybe there's something wrong with me, but because no matter how hard I try, I can only find it adorable.
Why do you look so unhappy?
付き合い始めの頃は、確かにドキドキしてるところあった気がするけど、信じられない。
Alright, we'll put your fingers right here on my neck. You feel that? Really? Man.
なんてね、ちょっと意地悪だったかな。いつもされてる
Yoshino, did anyone ever tell you you have a lot of
してみ
backgrounds?
たけど、怒った？
You're wasting all of our budget on backgrounds.
Since she's not used to being the one doing the teasing, her disgruntled expression from earlier quickly changes into one of uncertainty.
All I could think of was Jackie Chan going, "You waste all our film!"
Yeah. She stiffens, frightened that she messed up somehow, but looking rebellious in her own way.
Still, that's what makes her so cute. If you're gonna get that worried, you shouldn't have tried it in the first place.
はい、すみませんでした。
She slumps in defeat, but I give her a hug and pet her head. Whenever I see her so vulnerable, it tickles some protective instinct inside of me, making me want to look after her.
Promise she won't do it again?
もうしないんで、このまま抱きしめてください。お願いします。
Good. You're finally being honest.
こうやってどんどんダメになっていくのね。
There's nothing...
When you think about it, this entire game doesn't have anyone named Hope.
You know what? You're right. There's nothing wrong with acting a little spoiled from time to time. Go ahead and enjoy it. Sometimes I feel like spoiling you too, you know? So try not to worry so much. Just let your selfishness take over. I'll be happy to pamper you as much as you want.
こんな風に？
Yep. As long as you're fine with it.
全然嫌じゃない。なら、もうしばらく、このまま頭撫でてもらっていい？
Would you want me to pet you or hug you? Because, I can figure out both. Sure thing.
ありがとう。
Man, she's so cute.
It's not often we get a chance to be alone with each other like this, so we ought to make the most of it. Until the bell rang for class, the two of us enjoyed this special time together. This special lunchtime together.
This special lump time?
Lump time.
Lumping all these times together. I think this is it for me. I hope that was a stretch.
Oh, it'd be funny if it wasn't.
It's like, well, that's the choice I made.
I threw a glance towards the clock, seeing as it's already past 11 p.m. I apparently spent nearly 2 hours studying. Since I'd already taken a bath, all that's left to do is call it a night.
Still, I wonder if I should be spoiling Yoshino this much.
What?
Okay.
The thought had been nagging at the corner of my mind, even while I'd been studying.
Okay, wow. How hard were you studying? Not very, if that was lingering the entire time.
I'd told her it was fine to act spoiled sometimes, but I don't want her being on guard around me or thinking I have ulterior motives.
Ungald.
I wish there was something I could do to make it a more natural part of a relationship.
Yoshino?
I pull out my phone to check her message. It's a single line that reads, "Come to the lounge."
If you want to live.
It's past lights out time already, so she must have something that she really wants to say to me in private. Given the lateness of the hour, I quietly open my door and tiptoe towards the lounge. Creak!
ああ、こっちこっち。
I hadn't spotted her in the darkness, but she already appears to have arrived.
Sorry for the wait. So what did you want to talk about? Is it something important?
ああ、本当は明日とかでもよかったんだけど、早めに伝えた方がいいかなって思って。
More so than usual, there's a seriousness in her eyes that makes me straighten up and listen carefully. The darkness of the lounge does little to ease my tension.
But this piano music is helping. It doesn't sound like she wants to break up or anything, but still. No, she did not start with, "We need to talk," so you're fine.
その、昼休みの件で。
Oh, you're thinking melon pan and tuna wasn't a good combo?
Yeah, I agree. I've been having weird burps all night.
All we did was spend a little bit of time together. Was there something that happened to warrant such a grave expression on her face?
私ね、このままじゃダメだと思うの。
Wait a second, but you didn't say we have to talk.
やっぱり甘えっぱなしになっちゃいそうで、このままじゃお荷物になっちゃうわ。
What? Don't be silly. I'd never think of you that way.
ありがとう。はじめはいろいろ気を使ってくれて、私が甘えやすいようにしてくれるし、すごい嬉しいよ。でも、このままはじめに甘えてたら、会長を支える副会長としては失格でしょ？
Then, I resign?
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think most vice presidents' job is to sit there and be forgotten about.
I mean, that's what I do in the HOA. You're overthinking things. Student council business is student council business. The truth is, you do a
Accurate.
Yeah. The truth is, you do a great job at supporting me at work. Besides, I thought you were against letting our private lives interfere with our public lives.
そう言われるとそうなんだけど。ダメなの。ここは私のプライドの問題。
Yoshino might be my vice president in name, but that sort of hierarchy has no place in a romantic relationship.
プライドって言うと大げさだけど、私もね、はじめのことは信頼してるし、尊敬もしてる。はじめは分かってると思うけど、 誰かの信頼を得るってとても大変なことよ。
Of course. Without that trust, I wouldn't have been able to become student president.
だから言っちゃえば、はじめは私の恋人でもあり、目標にしたい人でもあるの。
I am?
うん。私もはじめみたいに、みんなに頼られる人になりたいなって。ほら、お父さんの話はこの前ちょっとだけしたじゃない？
About him being a teacher that all his students admired?
ええ。でも今の私じゃ、まだまだあんな風にはなれないし、はじめを見てると、今のままじゃダメだなって思ったりもして。だからね、まずは私も、はじめの恋人として、胸を張れるようになりたい。なろうって決めたの。
Her eyes glisten with determination.
All right. Well, if that's what you've decided, I'll do everything I can to support you.
あ、
Yeah?
そのことで一つだけ、いい？
Sure.
こんなの自分で決めたことだし、わがままなのはわかってるんだけど、お願い、私に協力してほしいの。
We'd taken a quick roundabout path to finally get here, but once Yoshino has her heart set, there's no dissuading her. That might not be the same thing as letting me spoil her, but the fact remains she's relying on me.
So in other words, you're saying it'll affect your work if I spoil you more than necessary, so you don't want me to spoil you anymore? Is that right?
そういうことじゃないけど。
Well, then I'm confused.
一人じゃきっとうまくできなくて、はじめだけじゃなくて、いろんな人に迷惑がかかっちゃうと思うの。だから、私が恋人としても、会長の補佐としても、しっかりできるようにフォローしてほしいの。勝手なお願いだってわかってるけど、こんな風にお願いできるの、はじめしかいなくて。
It's all good. Thanks for opening up to me. If you're that determined, then I'll give you my full support.
はじめ。ありがとう。
Oof.
You're out here trying your best. Of course I'm happy to help. I do have one condition, though. Think you can promise me something?
何？
Promise me you'll separate being my vice president from being my girlfriend. I want you to be able to switch off when we're together. Once our term in student council is over, we won't be president or vice president anymore. We'll just be a regular couple, so there's no need to stand on ceremony.
わかったわ。私も、そうね。そんな風にはなりたくないし。
Good. Looks like we're back to starting a new adventure tomorrow.
I haven't felt this excited in a long time.
This is the first time you've relied on me for anything, so I'm gonna do everything I can to support you. Or were you thinking that I'd refuse?
I do not know why, but when I read that, I read disappoint.
Alright, well, that's certainly a different take on it.
だって、こうやってちゃんとお願いするの初めてだし、フォローって言っても何してもらえばいいかわかんないし、そんな状態でお願いしても、初めは困るかもって思ったし。
We'll figure it out.
She's slowly learning how to rely on me in her own little way. A sense of pride and a desire to live up to her expectations wells up within me. I'd better take the initiative if I want to ease her worries.
Good grief. You try to do too much by yourself sometimes. If you are ever unsure of what to do, just come to talk to me and we'll figure it out together. Or better yet, we'll find other people who you can rely on.
Seeing her on the verge of tears, I wrap my arms around her and softly stroke her back to calm her down. It's rare that she ever relies on anyone but herself, to the point where even our teachers had advised her to learn how to rely on others.
I understand that you want to get your act together, but why now all of a sudden?
きっかけは、特にないかな。前から思ってたというか、ちょっとした意識改革みたいな。今まで甘えるってこともしたことなかったし、どんな風にすればいいのかわからないってのもあったけど、誰かを頼れるようにならないと、自分を頼ってもらえないかもなって思っちゃって。
That's true. Trust needs to be a two-way street. But everyone in the student council relies on you all the time, don't they?
逆に生徒会以外ではあんまり、ね。
Just because they're mildly afraid of you.
寮長の仕事はいくつか頼まれるけど、その立場にいなかったら声かかるかわかんないし。はじめは私と違って、周りの人から人徳もあるし、自然と人が集まってるし。
Oh, that's just because I grew up next to a power plant.
まあ、そんな感じ?
Given Yoshino's uptight personality, I get the feeling she's overestimating my social prowess simply because she trusts me so much.
But I hate to correct her, especially since she seems so motivated.
あなたの隣にいて、釣り合うような女性になりたいわね。その、将来的にも、ね。
Our future?
あ、いや、その、はい。
We touched upon this topic a few times before, but it makes me happy to know that she's serious about me. She's thinking about our future together, even while dealing with all this turmoil inside her.
Still, talk about unexpected. I want a future together with you too, Yoshino. In that sense, I've got a lot of things I need to work on as well. You're not the only one who wants to improve, so let's do our best together, alright?
一緒に? 私不器用だから、自分のことで手一杯になっちゃうかもしれないよ。
I mean, I did pick your route, so yes.
Only 2 handfuls.
I'll let you know if that ever happens, so don't worry. Besides, 2 heads are always better than 1. We can support each other better that way.
まったく、初めてば私に対して甘すぎない?
Am I? I just thought I'd be more motivated with you at my side.
そういうことにしておくわね。
Feeling better now after talking things over?
おかげさまでね。
Her response was brief, but it was easy enough to read her feelings from a single glance at her expression.
付き合ってもらってこんなこと言うのもおかしな話だけど、明日寝坊しないようにね。
Can I get a wake-up call? You must be pretty tired yourself. You don't usually stay up this late.
実は、ちゃんと話せたって思ったら安心して眠くなってきた。でも、もう少しだけ、こうしてていい?
Alright. Just for a bit, though. Can't have you falling asleep here.
ありがとう。
Although the warmth of her body starts lulling me to sleep too, I can't help but want to stay like this as well. For a while longer, we continued holding each other in the dark, empty lounge.
Until Salt Bunny came out looking for her, and we had to run.
I honestly thought it was going to be until this dark, empty lounge became a dark, unempty lounge, and then, like, our sister comes in.
ゆうき先輩、茶道部の部長と同じクラスでしたよね。
That also would have worked. As a side note, this is probably where we're going to stop this episode. I know this is a short one. It feels like we've been having to do short ones lately, but, you know, it's just life. What can you do?
ごめんなさい.
Yeah, sorry. Eventually we'll get back to longer episodes. I don't know when, but eventually. So this is pretty good. Things still going well. There's really not a whole lot to say about Yoshino's route because she's focused on self-growth and development and trying to make herself into a better person. That, I guess, is kind of the underlying conflict, but it's definitely not the same kind of, it's not a high-stakes thing. I mean, it is, but it isn't, if that makes sense. In her mind it is, but... Well, thank you all so much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we hope to see you in the next one. For now, we are the Bridge Boys, signing off.